Hi guys, Mark the Knife Maker 123 back with another short video. Sorry about the quality. Before I do this one about some of the camp knives and some of the other knives that I collect and carry, I really wanted to thank Survivin2 for the comments that you made and for your videos. I've been watching all of your videos. Sarah Dreamy, thank you for your comments and your videos. I've watched all of your videos. And Hiram Cook, and you guys that are into the alcohol burner stoves, the penny stoves, anything to do with alcohol burning stove, Hiram Cook has hundreds of videos. I've been up for the past couple nights watching his videos on his alcohol burners and the tests that he does, because if you want to rely on something, I rely on the alcohol stoves. If you're going to carry something, I'd rather carry something that's tried and true, and it's not going to let you down. Alcohol stoves work. Again, Survivin2, thanks for your comments. I always use isopropyl alcohol, 91%, and I always carry a couple little small bottles of the antibacterial hand soap. You can start fires with either one of them. A trick that my father showed me, if you guys worried about keeping your hands clean, you can use rubbing alcohol. You can just pour some into your hands, and you can wash your hands off with it. If you do it all the time, it'll dry out your hands and stuff, and it's not really good for you. But if you're worried about killing germs, sorry about that. 91% isopropyl alcohol, you can wash your hands. I wouldn't suggest washing anything else with it, but again, you just pour a little bit in your hands, and you can kill everything that's on your hands. Okay, anyway, another quick tip. I have two more quick tips. These are fabric softener sheets. Okay, you can get them in all different scents. I'm sure you've all seen them. For just pennies, you can throw these in the bottom of your packs. You can roll them up into your sleeping bags. You can put them in your tents before you fold up your tents. They'll make everything smell fresh. And to have a baggie with a few of these in here after a couple days, if you have to put your dirty feet inside of a stinky, your stinky feet inside of a dirty sleeping bag, sticking one of these in there or up around your head is just going to make sleeping through the night with smelling something like, the berry fresh scent. Anyway, these dryer sheets, again, you get a box really cheap, you put them in the pockets of your packs, you roll them up into your clothes before you put them in a bag, in your sleeping bag, your tarps. When you open them up, they smell fresh. I think I showed this trick with Q-tips, and I'm sure you guys have all experimented. Q-tips take a spark really good. You can fluff them up, you can dip them in alcohol, you can dip them in Vaseline. One trick that I have found is if you get the citronella candles, and you light the candles, you wait till it starts to melt, and then you dip in the Q-tips. You do a whole bunch of them, and you put them in just a little half bag. So you just, again, while you're sitting around, you're bored, you're watching these videos, not that they're boring, but you know what I mean. It'll give you something to do while you're watching these cool vids. How's that? You do a bunch of Q-tips in the citronella. If bugs are really, really bothering you, all you do is light one up. You can break the end off, you stick it in the ground by your shelter, by your tent, wherever you're sitting. They're going to last for a few minutes if you get the fumes on you. Generally, burning a couple of these really close so the vapors come up you works to get rid of the bugs. Okay, on to why I did this video. It was going to be about camp knives, some of the different blades that I use and carry. I make knives, so I can pretty much make anything that I need or want. I get to try every cool steel, all different designs. I buy knives, I collect knives, Kershaw cold steel, Spyderco's, all the Bear Gillis, Remingtons, cold steel I said, but cold steel I think is, if you're going to buy a knife, buy a cold steel. I always have a couple cold steel pocket pals and ready edges clipped inside pockets on carabiners because they're bulletproof, they're sharp, and they're serrated. You should always have a couple serrated blades on you. They cut through nylon rope. If you have to cut wet nylon rope, unless you have a really, really sharp edge, a normal knife can just slide right across it. So again, if you're going to carry a serrated knife, which everything has a serrated edge on it now, they work better than a saw. A saw will work, but again, I always got 2 or 3 blades that are serrated, some that are straight edge. If you're going to carry a folder, I would suggest carrying something, again, that is tried and true, the Swiss Army knives. They're disposable. You don't have to worry about losing a $400 custom-made folder. Spyderco, if you want, razor sharp edge. I know this is hot pink, but believe it or not, I've lost this about 4 times, and it finally went back in my collection because I lost it so many times, even with the bright pink nylon I put all over it. Anyway, for folder, this isn't going to let you down. It stays razor sharp. Anything from cold steel. Again, if you guys are going to carry a knife, cold steel. They have machetes that will last you forever for 15 bucks. They have really good folders. They have specials. They have hunters. Pretty much every style. The point I was trying to make about the good ones is these little cool Gerber ones they just came out with. They're ultra thin, ultra light, but they got teeny tiny spacers and teeny tiny screws. Over time, even if they're Loctited in, the screws can let you down. I wouldn't suggest carrying any folder that doesn't have proven performance, like the Spyderco, the Cold Steel Swiss Army knife. Kershaw makes some really, really cool blades. This Tanto Auto Assist, which again is a Walmart special. Sorry about the detail being so bad. You just touch the thumb stud and it rockets open. But anyway, in the back, as good as the blade is and as good as the steel is, they've got these little tiny spacers and little tiny screws going all over, and if you use this and play with it, and that's the whole point of having one of these, is to use it, play with it, the screws will come loose. So if you're going to carry a folder, carry something, the Swiss Army knife. They're disposable, they're cheap, you can modify them. This is just one that I carry all the time. I modified the edge. I can move my arm. I just ground it so it comes to a point. It's more like a bowie tip. And I ground it totally flat. I just found out I can carve a lot more different things. I tried wearing a black shirt so this stuff will show up. Anyway, Swiss Army knives. They're cheap. They're all over the place. The steel is good. You can modify them to do anything you want. This one I just turned it into a tiny chisel. So if you're into really fine detail work, to have a little tiny scalpel edge comes in handy. This knife I use all the time. So again, Swiss Army knives, they're not going to let you down. A camp knife. I found this is the only one that I used. Made it out of an industrial hacksaw blade that a friend gave to me. I left the teeth on the back of it that came with it, and I just sharpened the edge. It's really thin, it's light, but I found if I'm going to cut down a little sapling or branches, whatever I have to cut down, a very thin edge works a lot faster and a lot better than a great big machete. I have the machetes, I don't use them that much, and so I don't carry them. It's nice to have all these toys, but again, you have to carry all this stuff. Before I go into the saws, if you want to get the really good custom-made blades or the really good collectibles, I would suggest leaving those in your collection. To take a $400 or $500 knife out into the woods that you might lose, or you're going to chip it or break it, or it's just not worth taking the chance. I'd rather take something that's nice, it works, something that's disposable. Forgot one thing. If you go to the flea markets, pick up these $5 cheapy knives. When you go camping, somebody always forgets to bring their knife. Don't give anyone a knife that you don't want to lose. So if somebody has to borrow one, you give them the $5 cheapy one. They can pound on it, they can beat on it, they can modify it, change it, do whatever they want to it because you gave it to them and you're not going to get it back. Again, I always got a couple extras just in case. shoot, I got so many things. I'm sorry these videos aren't coming out better. I was going to suggest optional. Sorry if I'm not saying that right. But these knives you can get for $4 or $5. It's high carbon stainless steel. They stay razor sharp, but you have to keep them oiled. It's made out of wood with a bulletproof lock. I think everybody should have one of these in their pack. Again, they're really cheap, but the high carbon stainless steel you can get that hair shaving edge on. Whereas some of the stainless steels, unless you have the right equipment and the right stones, it's hard to get that kind of a quick edge. Necklace knives are okay to carry. This one, the Smith & Wesson, has the whistle on the top. I serrated the blade and polished it and sharpened it. I never used these. The only ones that I ever used are my Swiss Army knife or my everyday carry knife. Those are the ones I use all the time, but I have all the other toys. I like to take a different knife or 2 or 3 out every time, just to try them out to see how they work. Okay, the saws. I already did the vid on the saws. I carry the Fisk saw. They're cheap, reliable, bulletproof. They're not going to let you down. They're easy to keep sharp. They work. You put a lanyard ring on it. You put it through your belt loop or your belt, so it's going to be there. It's not, it can't fall out of your pocket. Or if it does fall out of your pocket, you're not going to lose it. Because I've lost so many knives, I can't count how many I've lost. This garden pruning saw, I keep strapped to the side of my Ellis pack. So this one, it's light and it works. I don't like axes. I don't use axes. I've tried all the different bow saws. Bow saws work really good. They work a lot faster. This one here is another $10, $15 cheaper one. It comes with different blades. It comes with a hacksaw blade and woody cutting blades. It's got the handguard, but it's kind of heavy. And again, I never do a lot of chopping and hacking. You can bring a chainsaw, put it up over. Generally, everything that I do is just brush collecting, modifying branches that I can pick up to make shelters and stuff. And with the saws, you're not going to be working with giant logs because you can't pick up the giant ones and lug them around. It's just not worth it. So having a couple saws on here, it works. Sorry, I'm trying to go quick. I know I'm babbling. I covered my tricks and my thank yous. So I'm going to cut this one short and then come back with another one with some of the packs that I have. Thanks for watching.